All right, guys, let's dive right into it. Welcome to another edition of Webinar Wednesday. It is really great to be with everyone here today. We've got a lot to cover. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. I'm Jason there on the left, and we're lucky to be joined by David Rockland, the digital strategist here at Brilliant Directories. David, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hey, everybody. Glad to be back with you for Webinar Wednesday number 110. We got a great tip of the week coming up that should hopefully get some of the creative juices flowing for all you guys.
All right, and I always like to mention just quickly, if you're not already part of our Facebook group, it's a great way to keep the conversations going in between Webinar Wednesdays. You can head on over to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. It's a great place to get feedback on your website, ask questions, really constructive and productive discussions in there. So if you're not already a part of that group, we do invite you to join. Just go to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. And for those of you joining us for the first time, welcome to the BD family. A little bit about Webinar Wednesday. It really is a time and place where we can not only show you some of the new built-in features in the platform, but highlight some of the more noteworthy features that can help you grow your community. Some things that we like to talk about are how to increase traffic. Converting visitors to members are big topics that we talk about in Webinar Wednesdays. And one of my favorites is improving and simplifying your website's flow and navigation. So if you have any questions on these topics or anything about your BD site, please save them. We will do our best to get to as many questions as possible in this webinar. All right, we do have quite a few BD Lab updates to share. The team is always working tirelessly. Shout out to the BD Dev team and the support team, and also to you guys. Your feedback and your suggestions, feature suggestions, are what pushing the new features in the platform. So thank you to you guys. Some new changes I'd like to cover. The form manager has undergone a small overhaul, and there are still a few more things coming down the pipeline for the form manager. Most notably, now there is a form preview. When you do save your changes, you can get a quick preview of the form you just saved. And also there's a keyword filter when you're editing a form. So if you're looking for a specific form field, you can find it a bit quicker here. And I'll show you some of these form updates now in the admin area. So here we are in the dashboard, and these updates are in the form manager section. And actually, in a previous webinar, we did talk about exit surveys. I'll go ahead and I will edit this form here. It was a custom survey we created for members who are potentially canceling, but a few things we can see right off the bat. We can see right on the right there, there is a preview of the form, which is basically an extrapolation of the fields we have on the left side here. None of the inputs are selectable because it's just a preview, so they are disabled, but it does show you kind of what your form looks like. And there is now a search filter up here. So if you're looking for a field, because sometimes forms could be rather long with lots of fields, let's try to find this field. Why are you thinking about canceling? So I could just type, why are you? And here it is right here. Here's the multiple choice radios. Why are you thinking about canceling? So it makes it a little bit easier and quicker to find a field and edit it. And let me just show you the preview. So let's just change this to canceling from our website. So right now, you'll see the updates after you save the changes. And the page will reload. So now it says, why are you thinking about canceling from our website? In a phase 2, we'll be working on kind of hoping to make this dynamic, so as you make changes, but I think in the meantime, this is a good phase 1 is to just see the form you're working on here. And that is the filter. And also up here, you also have a copy shortcode button. So if you click that button, you get a pop-up, copy to clipboard. What this does is you can go to one of your web pages in the web page builder. If you're creating a custom landing page, you can copy that to the clipboard, and basically what that has copied is the shortcode for the form. So form equals exit survey. This is all I would need to input or paste into my web page builder to add this form to a landing page. So quick way to get the shortcode there. And also there have been some updates to the edit form settings. So the first tab here, some small modifications, submission settings. So basically what happens after the form is submitted. You can have a few options here. You can display some success pop-up messages or a simple alert, or you can redirect them to another page. These other two down here are actually when the member is saving their information within their member dashboard. So for landing pages and custom forms we're creating, these three are probably going to be the ones that we're going to focus on. Of course, what's cool are the email notifications. You can email the person after they submit the form. You could say yes or no, and then you can choose a custom email template that relates to the form that was just filled out. And what's also cool is you have emails that you can send as admin notifications. So if you want to notify you or your staff that a form was filled out, you can enable this and choose a custom template. This form was filled out and you guys can do actions. And what's really cool is you can add additional email addresses here that can be notified. So if you have staff members or team members who should also be notified when maybe this application or event registration form is filled out, you can enter those email addresses here. And then for developers out there, I don't need to get into all this, but there are some advanced developer tools and settings here, but most of the time, 90% of us won't need to worry about these. So good stuff with the form previewer and more stuff with forms coming soon just to kind of make the workflows in the UI even a bit more improved. Okay, last webinar, we announced some big news. The community comments add-on is available for everyone. And in addition to that, we had released a new post type called discussions. People are already using that discussions post type and repurposing it as like a questions and answers area on their site. And with the community comments, people are asking questions and leaving answers as their comments. So in the previous webinar, we had released a phase 1, but we didn't have the streaming option to show your discussions on the homepage, just like your other streaming sections that you have. But now you can have this on the homepage. Let me show you where that is. All right, so actually two things with regards to the discussions. You can have a search module for the discussions in the header of the site, top of the site there. It's right here, discussion search. That will specifically search the discussions on your site. If that's a main focus of your site, you may want to add that to your header search. And on your homepage, if you want to stream your recent discussions, you can come down here and under Enable Additional Sections, select the content you want to display. And I'll just add a new section here. And we'll see that streaming discussions is an option here. So it worked just like everything else. I think the closest existing post type that was in the system by default was like the member articles, the community articles your members would contribute. So that would most closely resemble what discussions are. But just kind of repurposing that to be specifically for like forum discussions or questions and answer discussions. So this is available here for now. I know Mike in the Facebook group was asking about that earlier this week. All right, next one here. With regard to the text editor, you now have an explicit setting where you can choose to hide images on mobile. So sometimes when you're building out a landing page, images can take up a lot of space. You may not want to show those in the mobile experience. So let me show you where that setting is. If we go to My Content and Web Page Builder, and I'll actually just create a new page. And we'll give it we'll just call it mobile view as the URL as a test. And do the same thing here. And I'll just drag one of the content blocks here. Here, text with image right. So here's an image. And if you don't know about the images, you do have some settings here. You can choose the size that you want them to be. You can add captions under images, turn off captions. You can link images if you need to. But this setting here is under the star icon. It's kind of like specialty settings. There's now hide on mobile. So if we select that, and we'll see it stays highlighted here, and I'll go ahead and save the changes. And we can visit the page. Okay, great. So this is the desktop view. I'll toggle on my Firefox browser a mobile view. A little smaller there, and we can see that it is gone now. So again, just depending on how important images are to show on very valuable real estate on a mobile device, because people are scrolling, it's not as big as a desktop screen, you can now choose to hide images on mobile. And if you want to just remove that, you can just uncheck it and it won't be selected anymore. All right, this next one, well, we've just created draggable blocks when you're building your email templates. And actually the email templates and newsletters are something that things that are going to get overhauls in the next coming weeks. This is just the first taste of what's to come. I can show you this here, guys. If we go to email templates, and this is more of a convenience just to provide you guys with some pre-made blocks when you're building out your email templates to send newsletters and whatnot. So here's a blank canvas, and on the right-hand side here, it's just 4 simple blocks. There's text with image right, and of course you can swap out the images with the image you need on your site. Text with image left. This is a nice one. It's a 2-column feature list, so you can add showcase 2 things there. You can put 2 in a row if you needed to. So you can have, just depending on how you want to format your email templates. And then lastly, there's a 3-column feature list. I think 3 is kind of the most we can go on an email. If you needed to or wanted to, you could always click and add a column. You can insert column before or after. And then, of course, you can slide them as needed. These images are just taking up a little too much space here. But this can help make it easier when you're building out your newsletters. So all you should really need to do in most cases is just swap out the title text and images and paragraph text with what you want to say to your community. So good stuff there. Some items that are coming soon. Some of these are kind of fun. There will be a new design setting. If you want to have the images in your posts, like blog posts, pop up on the screen, and I can actually show you an example of what that would look like. So it will be a design setting that you can activate and turn on. So here's a sample blog post. And, there's always the feature image. This is a puny one, a tiny one, but you might add additional images within your blog posts. So with this setting enabled, you can make the images clickable and it will enlarge them if they're clicked on. So that will be a setting coming soon, and it will just apply to your posts. So like blog posts, events, jobs, and you just choose. It's more of a convenience thing if you want to make it easier for users to kind of see images on within your posts. Some more updates. We are working to improve Google Pagespeed scores and optimizing them for all BD websites. So you guys wouldn't need to worry about anything. This will just happen in the background, but we want to help tick the needle on the Google Pagespeed score. So we're looking at optimizations in the next few weeks. This one's a pretty big one. The ability to create smart lists from the records in your forms inbox. And let me show you what I'm referring to here. I don't have an example, but I could show you where that will be. You guys may be familiar with the ability to create smart lists from your member searches and then email them in newsletters, the specific smart list you create. So if you wanted to create a smart list of your active California members who joined in December, you can create a smart list of those members, of those people. So what we're going to be doing is having similar abilities to create smart lists from your forms inbox. And what you can do is you can filter by form. So all the people who have filled out, for example, your exit survey. And you can find all these people. Right now, you can export all these inquiries, and soon you'll be able to create a saved smart list and then email those people in the send newsletter area under the email section. So it's going to be really cool where you can segment people and send more targeted newsletters to people who have engaged your site based on the forms inbox information. We're also working to improve the workflow if you're matching leads with your members. Some people don't use this feature on their BD site, but a lot of people, their whole business model depends on it. We're just going to be improving the UI and the workflow when matching leads in the admin area. I have a small screenshot of what it's going to look like. It's just going to be a little more compact, a little more streamlined. Right now, it's a little cluttered and bulky, so this should make it easier to find your information and also find suggested matches for a specific lead that comes through your system. And as I mentioned, a better UI to create newsletters and view statistics, and eventually we want to go to creating smart lists based on email newsletter statistics. So if you want to create a saved smart list of people who opened or clicked on a link in one of your newsletters. That is the direction that we're going in. I'd say we're a couple months out from that happening, but that is the direction that we're headed in. And of course, just ongoing updates to the admin area as well. So this is just in the last 2 weeks, but the team is certainly busy making updates to these. So let's move on to the tip of the week. David and I were powwowing earlier today on some topics, and we both landed on some kind of topic about how to encourage your members to contribute content to your site. And if it's okay with you, if I pass it over to you, David, you came up with a really clever topic for today, how to turn your regular members into top contributors to the website.
Yeah, with some of the previous tips of the weeks that we've done, we've covered a lot about the member sign-up process, reducing friction, member cancellations also. So we figured we would do a tip of the week that would touch a little bit on how to encourage some engagement with your members and help to retain them as well. So what we'll be touching on in this tip of the week should give you a little bit of creative juices for your specific website and help you to really turn your membership directory into a content powerhouse. So let's first discuss why your members should contribute content to your website. I'm sure most of you know by now that when you're setting up your membership plans, you can configure settings to allow your members to publish certain types of posts on your website. A lot of the times, for general accounts, you probably don't want them publishing any content on your site. But for some of your premium members, you might want to allow them that option. So why should you let your members contribute content to your site? First reason is that it will increase engagement as well as consumption on your site. And higher engagement can lead to greater member retention. We've already got the members registered on our site, but we want to make sure we keep them engaged and keep them active. That way we can retain them as a member long term. We don't want to have them sign up and then kind of just leave them out on their own, where eventually they might end up canceling if they're not getting continuous value out of our site. So by allowing them to contribute, not only will it allow other members to have more content to consume, but the members that are contributing content should have higher engagement, and we should be able to retain them a little bit better. Secondly, it will provide increased value to our community by providing them with additional information and content that they can't get from other sources. So if we're already providing content to our members by ourselves, we can kind of supplement our unique content with unique content from the members in our community as well. Third is that it can provide improved results for our members. It can increase the chances that they'll get a positive outcome out of our website, and they'll reward us with their loyalty. Again, this goes back to a member retention. As long as they're getting something out of our website continuously, they'll be more than happy to stick with us. But if they stop getting anything out of our site, then there won't be a reason for them to continue paying for their membership. So we want to make sure they're continuously getting value out of what we're providing them. Fourth one is that it puts less pressure on us to create new content. Creating content isn't always easy. It takes some time, especially if you're just getting into the swing of things. So by allowing our members to contribute content as well, it kind of helps spread the load a little bit, take some of the pressure off of us. And of course, when members contribute their own content, you could always put that through some sort of moderation process as well. You don't necessarily need to allow them to just immediately publish content live on your site on their own. If you want, you can have them submit content to you or just remove the ability for them to publish the content live on your site. This way, they can at least save whatever content they may be contributing to your site. They can save it, but then it'll be up to you to moderate them, approve them. Maybe you want to adjust some grammar or just make sure that that the content's appropriate for your audience. And then fifth, probably the most obvious benefit is that by having our members contribute additional content to our sites, it does improve our website's overall SEO, search engine optimization, by creating more pages for search engines to index and having potentially more opportunities for new people browsing the internet to find our website. So an important question then is, well, how do we ask our members to actually contribute content to our website? There's a lot of ways you could go about this. Doesn't necessarily depend on who your target audience is or who, what specific niche you're targeting is. But there's a few ways you can go about it, and you can best judge that for yourself based on who your members are, how they interact with your website, with yourself, and with others in your community. But a few ideas are that you could send a quarterly email to all of your members looking for new content contributors. You could also, in one of your welcome emails to your new members, you could mention that you're always open to publishing community content. And so if the new members have any content that they would like to be published on our website, then feel free to send that our way, and we'll be more than happy to publish it for them. You could also post a message in your members' dashboard area. There's an option for the membership plans where you can put in some custom information and content that will display to members in their dashboard area when they're logging in.
And let's take a look at that real quick, David. I know we've covered this in other webinars, but you can put messages and information on the members' dashboard. Let me show you what we're referring to here real quick. I think this is one of the most underutilized features, but let's show you guys how to do it since it's pretty important. So let's log in as a member here. This member is a premium plan top contributor. So we're logged into Jason Bourne's dashboard here as an example. So what you can do is there's an entire section when you're editing the membership plan called Members Dashboard. And if you scroll down just past the settings, there is an area called Custom Dashboard Content. And you can use a custom widget. Most of us will probably just use the text editor, but we could put any type of information or instructions or messaging here on how to best complete your profile or how to engage with the website and get the most out of the website. So it's a great place to put a welcome message if you haven't already done so. You can put quick links here to other areas they should visit on your website now they're a member, or things they should do or can do or publish. So it's under custom dashboard content, and just toggle the use text editor option here to start adding welcome messages or instructions or information within the members dashboard homepage.
And going along with that, you can also explain to your new members how easy it is to publish content. You could do this a couple different ways. Again, you could do it in one of your welcome emails. Maybe you want to have a how-to page on your website where you explain how to get the most out of your website and the different member benefits that you provide to your members. Or another option, which we've also covered in previous webinars, is again utilizing that custom dashboard content. You could create a little screen share video, really simple, and just embed it there. That way, as soon as members log in, they see a video showing them exactly how to publish content on the website. So there's a few different ways you could go about that. And another way is by showcasing some of your members who have already contributed content to your website. You could either feature them or their content, and that might pique some of your other members' interest, and they might reach out to you and wonder how they can get their profiles or their content featured as well. And you could always put a little footnote in some of the members' content as well, saying that you're open to other content.
And David, I think we should take one step back for everyone here. So when your members contribute content, they could do so in a number of different ways. One of them, more likely, is publishing posts on your site. So you can ask members to publish events, coupons, job listings, articles. However, your members might not have events or job listings or don't have time to write long form or long-winded articles. This is kind of why the discussions post type was created. It seems a bit easier to have your members ask and answer questions. So have like a questions and answers discussion area, especially when you're industry specific. Fellow industry colleagues might have questions for each other, and it could be private or public content. Maybe you have to be a member to view these discussions. And also, just to take another step back, a lot of people have enabled all the post types on their site. You ask, members can publish classifieds, job, everything I said, like 10 different things. Maybe you want to cut it back to maybe one or two things. And that way you can focus and drive your energy towards members really participating and contributing one or two different post types to your site. We'll stick with the discussions example, or maybe photo albums and things like that. So if you can also simplify the type of content you're asking your members to publish, one, you'll fill up those areas of your site a whole lot faster, because now all your members are focusing their energy on adding posts in those channels. But also, you won't be spreading content thin. Again, you'll be empowering one post type channel on your site to get filled with content by your members. And once one of those are going, maybe later on introduce a new post type to your site. Maybe unlock events at that point, and then do a rush to try to get members to start utilizing the events post type on your site. So the pro tip there is simplify your post type offerings and what you're asking members to publish on your site, especially in the beginning stages. The more we can focus members on one or two tasks or things we want them to do daily or weekly on the site, the higher chances that, one, those areas will get filled up on your site and seem seasoned and get populated faster, but you're really telling your members, like, do this on my site, on the website, and you can expect that to get this out of it. So simplify the post type offerings that you're making available to your members.
Great tips. And one last thing before we move on to this next slide here is we did have a previous blog article, 3 proven ways to turn your membership website into a content publishing powerhouse. We'll go ahead and post the link for that in the chat here. If you wanted just to find some kind of generic email templates and a phone script, if you wanted to reach out personally to some of your top members and ask them if they'd like to contribute content to your website, this might help get some ideas going for you. Shows how to reach out to potential members, to existing members, and also if you wanted to pick up the phone and call some of your top performing members and ask them that way, we've got some ideas there for you.
Hi, is Bill there? Hi, Bill. This is John calling from localwebsite.com. So it's all done for you here, huh, David? Great.
Exactly. All right. So now we need to let our members know what they can expect to receive in return if they do want to contribute content to our website. A lot of the time our members are just as busy as we are, and so they might not always have the time to dedicate to creating content for our website. So some benefits and perks that we might be able to offer them would be, one, obviously the greater visibility and credibility within our target industry for the member if they're publishing high quality and consistent content on our website. It also has the potential to attract more business or clients to them, assuming they have a business profile on our site. Even something as simple as maybe a yoga focused website. If we have yoga instructors or studios as members on our website, they can publish videos, articles, yoga tips, and they can publish all that content on our website, and that can help attract more business to them. One option is that we can provide these members with a discounted membership rate if we really want to encourage them to publish content and maybe they need a little prodding to help get them going. Having a discounted membership rate is a great way to get that going. Another one is recognize that they're contributing a lot to our website and to our community by providing them with a top contributor badge on their profile. We'll touch on this a little bit more later on in the presentation here, but that will be a great way to really show website visitors and the rest of our community, the rest of our members, that specific members are really doing a great job contributing to our community and trying to improve the experience for everybody.
Yeah, I think that's between the last slide and this one. It's basically why should they contribute content and participate on your site, and then the benefits they can get out of that. Let me repeat that. What to do and what they will get out of it is what we need to explain, because people respond to motivations and incentives. So they don't have to be over the top incentives. Again, just some recognition can go a long way within your community. Giving them a top contributor badge or label might be enough to get a good handful of people to engage and participate more on your site.
And so continuing on with that, let's talk about a few ways that we can actually highlight these top contributors and their contributions to our community. So the first one would be those member profile badges. You could repurpose one of them. Let's say maybe you want to repurpose the verified badge as a top contributor badge. You can make your own unique badge for that, or you can find one online, an icon for it, and upload it. And then this way, anytime somebody comes to their profile, they'll see that badge and they'll see that they're a top contributor. They can scroll down to the content area on their profile where they can see all the content that they've published on the website. The other way is that we can highlight these contributors in search results with the Highlight Member Results add-on. This is done on a per membership level basis, so maybe you'd want to put all of your top contributors into their own membership plan. Again, maybe this is a discounted plan specific for top contributors as a little reward for contributing so much content to the site. But with this add-on, you could put a little message above their profiles in search results that say top contributor and put a little box around them so they're highlighted that way. Another way is that you could feature their posts on your homepage as well as pinning them at the top of search results. This way, they get more attention than maybe the content that we're publishing. And maybe you want to do that for a certain period of time. Maybe you want to feature their posts for a week, 2 weeks, a month, or indefinitely, as long as people are getting use out of them. And then lastly, you can always link to their content in your newsletters or specifically give them a shout out in your newsletter, just letting the community know that they've really been a massive contributor to the community in the last month or however long it's been since the last newsletter. And by providing them with a little highlight, a little feature in your newsletter, that might encourage other members to start contributing content as well, in the hopes that maybe in the next newsletter you'll feature them.
Yeah, I think in that case, it's like a lead by example. One member is getting, showcased because of their participation, and you can explicitly say like, want to be featured in our next newsletter. Like, okay, these are 3 things you can do to get featured in one of our upcoming newsletters or on the sidebar of our site with a banner ad or something like that. I think the key here is you can get crafty with this on how you want to highlight top contributors. You can even share them in your social media posts or in your Facebook group if you have one, or LinkedIn group if you have one. So there's lots of ways you can highlight, give shout outs, give props and things like that to your top contributors. The next slide here is let's see a top contributor profile. And what I'd like to do is actually go to the previous slide and kind of go step by step and show everyone the examples of what you listed in this previous slide here. All right, so the first one is use the member profile badges to give participating members a unique top contributor badge. So David had mentioned, you can create an alternate membership plan and give the top contributors their own specialized badge. On this demo site here, what I did is, let's see if I can put this in some alphabetical order. So we had a regular premium plan. And what I did is I cloned it. I just used the clone tool. So everything's the same, the pricing and everything. And I called it Premium Plan Top Contributor. And what I did on this plan is I used the Member Badges add-on. And you could do these without add-ons as well, but this makes it really easy, much easier to do it. So the member listing badges add-on allow you to add specialized badges on a per membership level basis, and these badges will show on their profiles. So if we go to the premium plan contributor, and let's edit this, and I believe it's under search visibility. When you have the add-on enabled, no, I think it's profile page. Here we go. When you have that add-on enabled, you can have a profile page badge. You can have a badge in the search results. Let's add one on the profile page here. We'll do the happy face. That's a fun one. And we'll go ahead and save the changes. And I think this is sample member here has the badge. So we can see here, this member actually has 2 badges. One says the membership plan, premium plan top contributor, and then we have the ability to verify members, like and then mark them as verified. A lot of people repurpose that. And one thing you can repurpose the verified to is someone being a top contributor. So in this case, we've assigned a badge for the membership plan this member is part of. And then also we've verified them as a top contributor. And these are just text labels where I wrote top contributor here and this member is a top contributor. Let me actually show you guys where you can edit that. I think it's worth it in this conversation we're having here. So first, we set this member as what we call verified. So let's go to the search members area and show everyone how to manually, quote unquote, verify a member. So under quick edit, under listing settings for a specific member, you're doing quick edit. Everyone should have this. Is this member verified? Yes. Okay, so now they're verified. And then what you can do is in your general settings is choose what the icon is going to be when a member is verified. Again, this is a feature that's available to everyone. So under brand images, we have this little ribbon with a seal on it for the verified member icon. So any members on the site that I'm going to set as verified, they're going to get this badge on their profile page. And we also saw here when you hover over it, it says top contributor, and that's a text label. So if we go to settings, text labels, I'll just search for top contributor. It used to say verified, but you can see here, this is what it says in the search results, and this is what it says on their profile page when you hover over the badge title and the badge content. So in this case, we wrote top contributor. This member is a top contributor. So we can change this to say like super all-star. All right. Doesn't have to be verified, but by default, it's quote unquote verifying a member. So now the title is going to say super all-star. Let's take a look at this. And if we hover over here, there it says super all-star. This member is a top contributor. And let's look at the search results here. We can see here, this is what normally says verified. So if a member is verified, they have kind of this green check mark here. Here it says top contributor, because that's still what's showing here. Top contributor. Let's also change that to super all-star and save the changes. So again, just repurposing the verified tool that's built into the site and just calling it something else. The next thing here on the list, David mentioned highlighting the contributors in the search results with the highlight member search results add-on. Also a really cool add-on, and we'll show you what that does, guys. And we can all see what it does. It'll basically wrap the member, those members of that membership plan with a color in the search results. So let's see what we've done in this case. So a couple things. If you're not going to wrap them, what you can do is show the members at the top of the search results. And that's done in the search results priority of the membership plan. So this is more of a crash course on also how to bubble certain members to the top of the search results. So the premium plan top contributor, I set the search priority to 0. That's like the highest that it can be. And then after that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the premium plan and the silver plan are set to 1. You can make them equal, you can change it, but in this case, the premium plan top contributor, that one guy who's this member, will always show at the top of the search results because their search priority is set to 0, which means show them at the top. So under search visibility, we can scroll down here. Here's the search results priority, set that to 0. And if we scroll down with the highlight member profiles, we can see here, we can actually build out how we want to wrap these members' profiles. So top contributor, and you can change the color, and you can just give them a little bit more of a highlight on your site. And if you do this for certain members, whatever you're calling it, it doesn't have to be top contributor. It could be a superstar, member spotlight. This will actually just give them a little more visibility on the site because they're more obvious to point out in the search results here. So let's just save the changes here and see those changes. There we go, top contributor. So that's pretty cool and awesome. And he's a super all-star as well. So this guy is a super all-star top contributor. And then David was mentioning feature their posts on your homepage or pin them to the top of your search results. So if you guys remember, this search results priority can actually not only show them at the top of their member search results, but actually if you're looking at events or jobs or coupons or articles that all your members have contributed, you can tell the system, sort them by search results priority. So based on this number, those posts will also show in the search results. So it's super cool. Let me show you that one first, guys. So edit post settings. So again, giving their content kind of preferred visibility on your site. So let's say it's questions and answers. Let me go to edit here. So this one, we're going to do a few multiple clicks, but under search results design, we scroll down to the additional settings. This is what we're looking at. Respect membership plan search priority. So if this is set to yes, not only will these posts in this example order results by date posted, it will also first put all the members who, based on their search results priority, in that order. So this can help all your premium members have their content show above the lower tiered members' content when it comes to things like events, jobs, articles, all those different post types. So really cool setting there that's available for everyone. And then, of course, we do have the add-on as well to pin featured posts to the top of the search results. Let me show you guys that one if I can. So pin featured posts. So with the pin featured posts, what you can actually do is under My Content, Manage Posts. And this is really cool because if somebody has an event and they want it sponsored on your site, you can actually create a digital product, sell a post sponsorship for 5 days, 10 days, whatever you want to call it. Pin post to the top of the results. And when you're looking at Manage Posts, this is basically all the content you or your members have published. Let's take a look at coupons here. So 70% off chicken wings. You can set this as featured. And as long as it's part of a search that was done for coupons, it'll show at the top of the coupons search results page. And you can also set an expiration date. So it'll automatically unset itself as a pin or featured post on a certain date. So that's another way you can feature them. And then lastly, and I know this is a mouthful, but it's important for you guys to know that this stuff exists. This is available for everyone by default. When you are streaming content on your homepage, so under Select Content to Display, and let's say we're streaming, let's say coupons as an example. Again, we'll stick with that. So stream coupons. When you're choosing to stream content post types such as coupons, blog articles, events, you can actually choose which membership levels should show, whose posts should show on the homepage. You can choose to include posts from members in these plans only. So we can choose to only do the premium plan top contributors if we wanted to. And the streaming coupons will only be from the premium plan top contributor members. So it doesn't necessarily mean that these are, you want to showcase posts from your top contributors, but maybe you're highlighting posts on your homepage from your premium members, or something on a higher tiered plan where their posts will be showcased on the homepage for a period of time. So include posts from members in this plan. This is also a good way if only the admin of the site is contributing content to the site, or you just want your admin's content, the owner of the website's content. Maybe you have a membership plan for that member. You can choose that only theirs will display on the homepage in the streaming section. I think that's it. Maybe we can unmute some microphones and take some questions about this. Got our good friend Jeff. How you doing, Jeff?
Good, thanks.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Can hear you loud and clear. How's everything there in Aussie land?
Excellent, thank you. Just on that priority search function, on the individual members in the quick edit menu, there is a priority there. That's changed just lately. We used to put a number of people in the number one priority point, and they would come up on the front page in rotation on a streaming widget. Now you can only put one at a time.
Yes.
In a position.
Yes. So I think by default it only supports up to 24 options. Let me see here. Stream feature. So featured members are handpicked by you.
Yes.
So I believe the results limit is 24 by default. So you would only need to choose from 24 positions and 24 members on who should be in which position. So you can choose, for the featured members, the search priority wouldn't matter because you're handpicking specifically up to 24 featured members and the position they should show in as featured members. So the search priority isn't going to be taken into account here because this is a manual area for you, the admin, to manually position up to 24 members on the homepage.
Yeah, I understand that, but if you put random here, featured members in the streaming widget,
it will be random the order for every visitor of the site.
And they've got a priority order of number one. Would that come in? Which has priority? I'm trying to say. So random or the
So you choose. So let's say you choose the 1 through 24. Do you want that to be?
Yes.
Do you want the members to be ascending 1 through 24? So it would go from 1 to 24, descending. So it would start with the 24 position, go down to 1, or do you want everyone to just be jumbled up every time the page is reloaded? That would be random.
Right. Understand. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Jeff. All right. And good question there about showcasing members. All right. We got our good friend, Robert. How you doing, Robert?
Hey. Hi, good, thank you. Can you hear me?
Can hear you perfectly, actually. Yeah.
Oh, great. I'm really happy to see what you've done with the forms upgrades. That helps a lot to be able to see the preview, as you're editing.
Great.
And yeah, it's because that was kind of my main thing. Now, my site, I've got a question about, I'm using my name. It's RLDRUSE.com. The reason I'm using my name is I've surveyed family members and everything with all these different names, and they said, no, use your name. But anyway, Carrier Board was the other name. If I do change my domain back to Carrier Board, how does the email, do I lose everything that's in my email?
Where are you accessing your email right now?
Right here in your email.
Let me see. We have my good friend and the other co-founder, Matthew Brooks, on the line here. Let me ask him about that. Hey, Matthew.
Hey, Jason.
All right. So he's wondering if he changes his domain name, what's going to happen with his squirrel mail or webmail through our system?
If you change your domain name, you'll still have access to your squirrel mail, but no new email will go into there. So what you'll probably want to do at that point is use an email application, either on your computer or on your phone. And within cPanel, there's some options in order to get the settings. You can click a button and it will pretty much auto-configure your email client, whether it's on your phone or on your computer. Yeah, and you just want to do that first before you move the domain name. And then once you move the domain name and you set up your own mail there, you'll just want to make sure that you update the settings. And then what it should do is continue to bring in the new mail from the new mail server that you've set up.
Okay. And I can figure that out myself, kind of going into the...
Yeah, I think we have an article, how to set up a third-party email here. Yeah, this goes through it.
Okay.
I'm going to send this in the chat here, Robert. Thank you for your questions. And Matt, thank you for chiming in there as well.
You're very welcome, Jason.
All right. If we didn't get to your questions, please ask them in the Facebook group. Thank you so much, David, for putting the tip of the week together. Turn regular members into top content contributors. And if you're not already a member of the Facebook group, you can go to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook and join the conversation there. Again, the next webinar will be in 2 weeks. So on behalf of myself, David, and the entire Brilliant Directories family, thank you for joining Webinar Wednesday. Be kind to yourselves, and we will see you in the next one. Have a great day and a brilliant week. Bye-bye.